morning, students, and welcome. This is Mr. Charles, and I'll accompany you through this grammar and writing skills session number 2. Natural encounters, text analysis, pages 32 till 33. Exercise 1. Add to the timeline questions that the narrator has. Some may be implied. So as you see, the arrow that is pointing to the right, it has incidents and then questions under them linked to each. Only the first two to the left are solved, and it's up to us to solve the remaining 4. He sees something on the beach. So this is, he says, is it really a snake? He looks at the shark and it's alive. Is there anyone there to help? These ones are solved. He realizes he will have to pick the shark up. How to do this? This is the question that he says, and it's explicit. It's not implied. He picks it up. How solid are sharks? Also explicit. He places it in a rock pool. He says, have I achieved the purpose? And this is implied through saying, or through the writer when he said, he feels like something has been achieved. So the implied question for placing it in a rock is that when he asked himself, have I achieved the purpose? After putting it down. And then the tide continues to go out and the shark is trapped again. When it is written, should I have done this in the first place? This is also implied through the use of the third conditional, I would have needed. Question 2. Being able to select particular information you are given in the text about one thing or a person is a core skill in your English study, and it also links to your planning of writing. It's an important attribute for you to have, is for you to be able to select particular information, specific information written in the text and extract it in a way you're asked about in a question. And the question asks us, identify the following information from the text provided about the shark. About his shape or its shape and size, the shape at the bottom of page 32, the shape of the shark. The first square to the left is size and shape. And these words indicated in the text are about its size and shape. Stiff, triangular fins, long curved tail, big round eyes, C-shaped mouth full of teeth, small, same distance from fingertips to elbow when he wants to measure its size. 2. Its color, it's mentioned that it's gray-brown. 3. Its feel and texture, it is of rough skin, solid muscle, also mentioned explicitly. Movement before he picks it up. At the beginning of the text, it mentions that, or it states that, it flips itself into the air, springs and falls onto sand. When he picks it up, it arcs itself into a tense C shape. It tries to grab the boy's hand by its teeth. This is at the moment or in the moment of picking up. After he releases it, it flips and flops on the sand all over again. Question 3. Importance of thorough description of the shark. So the writer provides thorough description, full description of all details about the shark and the situation. And the book is asking, why would the writer provide such thorough description of the shark? It gives options, and it's up to us to choose one or two. Is it because the reader may not know the details of a shark? This is highly unlikely that any of us would not know what is a shark or how dangerous a shark is. Is it because he wants to frighten the reader? Well, the whole text was of an adventurous genre. It was about the reader or the writer behaving in a humane way towards the animal, setting it free, help saving its life. This is not frightening tendencies. He wants readers to understand the situation. Well, this could be achieved with less thorough description, but more or less this answer could be correct. But the next answer is that the writer is much into the wildlife and likes to keep record of everything he sees. This option is supported throughout the whole text. We see that he's interested in wildlife, he is interested in maintaining the life of animals, and he likes to record everything that he sees in great details. If you can think of any other reason that might be for describing thoroughly the shark, go ahead. Question 4. What are the techniques used to convey the feelings about the situation? The book states numerous, precisely 4, A, B, C, D, and we will discuss each one and find examples from the text. The first technique is using simple sentences to express the reality, and we can find examples of this technique in the text. First, he says, I look up and down the beach. There is nobody at all around, just me and the shark. All three are simple sentences to express the reality when he finds that no one else is around to help this helpless shark. Second technique used is the if clause, which is used to express consequences. And the examples we can find in the text are if I grab it too hard, if I want to save the shark, and if I don't grab it firmly. This is when he's debating whether he should pick up the shark or not, if he should risk his own safety for the sake of the shark or not. Which leads us to the third point, or the third technique used, that is the consideration of actions to save or not to save the shark. The writer is uncertain whether to hold the shark, hence risk being bitten, and takes it to the water to set it free, or to just leave it there to most probably die and stay safe himself. He's between, like they say, a rock and a hard place. Should he risk his own safety for the shark's life, or should he maintain his safety and let the shark die? The fourth technique used is basically the letter D is basically matching the meaning of words or phrases with their original term. This is too easy. Do it yourself. Together, let's move to the use of English, pages 34 and 35. Types of questions used in the text. This is question 1. Also matching. How to do this? This question is considered infinitive question. It is the to plus V, or base form of the verb, infinitive verb. But how solid are sharks? What part of speech is solid, students? Isn't it an adjective? So it is a how plus adjective form. If I grab it too hard, am I going to kill it? This is the conditional question, the if question. Question 2. What are the correct adjectives to be used after how? How blank can a fish survive out of the water? How blank is a sheep? Can I lift one up? How blank is an elephant's skin? How blank is the bridge? Will it support our weight? How blank can a lizard run? Logical answers may vary. This is an opinionated question, but we do have to limit to specify our answers to suitable options. For me, how long can a fish survive out of the water? This sounds logical. How heavy is a sheep? Can I lift one up? I don't think we can debate on this because of the second part of the sentence. Can I lift one up? So it's about its weight, heaviness. How wrinkly is an elephant's skin? How hard or how soft? These are three options that can fit in this blank. How supportive or how strong is the bridge? Both options are correct because also of the second part of the sentence, will it support our weight? So how supportive is the bridge and how strong is the bridge? Both are correct. But if we had to go with only one, we should go with supportive because the bridge is not strong in itself. The bridge supports strongly. You see the difference? The final sentence, how fast can a lizard run? If we say how slow can it run, this doesn't make sense because running does not include behaving slow. Question 3, conditional parts. You have to match each letter to its appropriate counterpart. If I try to pick up a lizard, will it try to bite me? If I grab this bird, am I going to damage its wings? Bird and wings makes sense, right? If I get any closer to this bull, is it going to charge at me? Bull and charge also makes sense. And if you found a stray cat, a lost cat, a wandering cat, would you take it home? Take home and being lost also go together. Question 4 is opinionated. It says complete the conditional questions with your own ideas. If I try to pick up the cat, continue with whatever you think is going to happen next. Let's say, will it behave nicely in my arms? If the dog starts to growl, should I feed it or should I take it outside? If you own the horse, will you ride it every day? If I see a bear, will I run away? This is completely opinionated. Whatever you think is suitable for this situation, go ahead and put it. Question 5, we have to order the infinitive questions as correctly as possible. So the first one is to parents tell my and what. We need the question word what at the beginning and then to plus the infinitive verb. This one results in what to tell my parents. B, where is your question word and then to plus the infinitive verb, and this goes to where to ask for help. Do not confuse help for noun or verb because we cannot say where to help for ask, right? Doesn't make sense. C, how long before we get to go home? This is the how plus adjective sequence because long is an adjective. D, to animal help this how. Again, question word how, to, verb in the infinitive. how to help this animal. The difference between like and as. First of all, like after it, when it is a preposition, comes either a noun or a pronoun, whereas as, after it as a preposition, only comes a noun. Like describes similarity, whereas as describes job, function, role. For example, my brother looks just like me, so he's very similar to me. But when you say I work as a teacher, this is a job, this is your role. I slept like a baby last night. This is similarity. You slept so peaceful, you're considered a baby. You're compared or you're similar to a baby. I'll dress up as a big baby for the party. This is the role. You will get into the role of a big baby. Like your father, I'm losing my hair. Also similarity between you and your father in terms of losing hair. As your father, I feel responsible for you. There's no comparison here, right? There's no similarity. There's the job or the function to be exact. It's a function of your father or the role of your father entitles him to feel responsible for you. The second category or second case for like and as to exist are when they are used as conjunctions. And they are exactly the same. There's just one difference, is that like is used with informal situations, whereas as is used for formal. Look at the examples. Nobody acts like he does. This is an informal way. Like I said before, I'm happy. Also informal. People cook with oil here, like in Spain. Again, informal. As, do as I say, not as I do. This is a famous proverb that people want you to do as they say, as they tell you to, but they themselves don't do what they tell you. So they are of bad example to you. As I said before, I'm happy. This is completely formal. As on Monday, class is at 10 on Friday. The pictures, the caricature, or one of them is a caricature, um, explains the use even further. So, like sleeps like a baby, similarity between how you sleep and how babies sleep. But as he dresses up as a baby, his function here, or the role he is putting up, is of a baby. So, should we choose as or like for question 7? He has dark, piercing eyes, like a hawk. I pick up a stick to use as a lever, something to hold up with. I had never seen anything like this before. Picking up a dangerous animal is not like picking up a child. Again, similarities. It's not the same as a snake, but it moves like one. The same as a snake, here there's a reference of a role. It's not the same function as a snake, but it moves like one. So it's not in its function the same, but in its moving, it's the same. It's similar. The creature was as long as my arm. We're done for today. Thank you very much for listening. Stay safe and keep up the good work.